I'm doing my first market. Doing my first pop-up market for Neptune's collection, and so Darren and I are going to get a table.
Convince them that they should be
Funny.
so.
We're on our way to Lowe's or Home Depot.
We're going to Lowe's because it's closer, and Home Depot's been letting me down here recently.
It's like Sephora versus Ulta, but for men.
Do you find what you need inside Ulta?
Not always,
Do you
because
find
it's
what you
more
need inside
drugstore. Yes.
So Home
Depends.
Depot,
It depends on what you're looking for. Oh, that's kind of like Ulta.
and it's so annoying because you're like, listen, I can't find this piece that I need, and I need it to go from 1 3/4 to 1 1/4. I need like a T reduction.
Okay, well, we're going because I need a table because I'm doing my first market for my jewelry collection, Neptune's collection. I'm excited. Hopefully we don't rear end anyone.
First of all, you have to have as much trust in your gas pedal as you do in your brake pads.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what we're on our way to do. Okay, we made it back home. And I need to desperately clean my studio so that I can set up how I want my table to look tomorrow. I know, that's how I feel. Just started my period. I'm hungry. I want to have another coffee, and I just want to do nothing. And I'm wearing the most like dingy looking clothes because I didn't want to wear workout clothes, but I wanted to be comfortable. So let's just knock it out, and then I'm gonna show you guys how I'm gonna set up the table for tomorrow. Okay, quick Target haul before we do our little mock setup. I got this runner. I thought it was very on brand for Neptune. And then I was gonna get a regular tablecloth, and then I found these plastic ones for $1. This is kind of like our brand colors are like pastels, like blues, pinks, and purples. So I thought this on top of this would be so cute. So we'll see. This is just clearly like a very spur of the moment kind of thing. They asked me like a week and a half ago if I could do it. And also I'm not trying to spend like a ton of money on a pop-up market. Like the whole point is to make money. So we're keeping it cute but economical, okay? And then we just got a new espresso machine. So I want to get some of these cute to-go cups. And I saw that Target had all these like holiday ones. These were $3. Just until I can get a few more coffee thermoses, because I only have 2. And then Darren had a good idea. I was like, I need little shoppers. And these were a little pricey, $3 a pack, and you get 4. So I guess that's not super, I don't know, whatever. But since it is holiday, I thought that these would still be cute and kind of go with like the table setting. I mean, obviously it's not a super good match, but it's still like that kind of whimsical vibe. So I have no idea how this pop-up's gonna go, whatever. That's like the fun of it, right? But 12, so I only have 12 bags. Hopefully I sell at least 12 necklaces. So that's what we have for like essentials. And then I ordered this probably like 3 weeks ago. It is way cuter than I thought. Like I actually want one for my own jewelry, but it's this really nice padded stand, and it's actually double-sided, so you can do white or pink, but I just think the pink is on brand, and I can hang 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 necklaces, And then I have this. So I'm thinking like, hold on, let me get this freaky projector out of frame. That's really distracting. So this is the table. And then maybe like do a couple just like laying flat on the table. I don't know. But for now, I think that's a good starting point. These are from the new fall collection. I love them. They're so beautiful. I need to keep this plastic so I don't get this dirty. But the game plan is get our tablescape set up really quick. And then we need to like actually do the technical, like practical stuff. So I need to sit down and put the little tags on everything and price everything. And I want to put how long, like the measurements of the necklaces are on the tags. I have these iridescent things I bought for shipping. I'm going to bring these with me because I couldn't really get dust bags like I wanted to, but these will do. So, and I think I'm going to like heavily discount all of the stuff from my first collection because I'm really just in the mood of making new stuff. So that's what we need to do. So let's get started on the table.
I do that 3 more times again, I testify for you. I'm so that like you, that bitch I do it. All of them will run, you scared to do. I'm not, long as you joking, now wait for me. I ain't got it, I'm just keeping do it. I ain't your body, as long as you dreaming about me, ain't no problem. I don't got nobody just with you right now. Nobody like you do. I can't lose when I'm with you. I can't just lose and miss the moment. You just too important. Nobody like you.
It's pop-up day. I just finished getting ready and now I am going to pack everything up, even though I do not really have it in me to do this. But I wish I could just go there and like magically everything would already be set up for me. But this is the reality. So I learned this trick from a fellow author and I did this for book signings before, which is to use a suitcase because that way too your books don't get ruined. But then I was thinking like that's just a good hack in general if you don't have like a wagon or a cart for any kind of like pop-up market. So we're just gonna like fold all of this stuff into the suitcase, which I kind of feel like I should put down like a towel or something, just because otherwise like I don't really have that much. It's just gonna all kind of rattle around in there. I don't know. Then I'm like, does that look junky? So anyway, we're going to load everything up. I need to leave here in about 15 minutes. And we'll see how this goes. It's a very cold, not very cold, it's a cold, cloudy day. And it's also supposed to rain, but I thought it was already supposed to be raining. So we will see how this goes. There's something about living in Oklahoma where people just do not want to get out when it's rainy, and I don't get it because to me that's like when I kind of like to shop. Like I get not wanting to have to walk really far from your car to wherever you're shopping because of the rain, but I feel like that's such a cozy little time to like be indoors in a shopping center and go and peruse little shops and everything and get a little coffee and whatever. But that's just me. So hopefully those are the kind of people that show up today. I'm gonna go ahead and set my intentions right now. Okay, let's get packing.
And it'll kind of look different on all skin tones too, which I like.
She wears a lot of gold.
Okay. Yeah, that one's what I think so.
Do you have like any boxes or anything?
I have bags. I have these. I know I should have gotten boxes. And then I just brought these like little Christmas shoppers.
Okay, so it is a few days after the pop-up. Clearly I did not look like this the day of the pop-up. And I have some thoughts. I have some final thoughts, and overall, I would say that it was not a huge success and I wasn't super happy with how it turned out, but I want to give a couple reasons why I think that I could have prevented that, or what to do in the future in order to have a good pop-up. I just want to start off first by saying that it was very last minute. I have a lot of personal stuff going on. I was really tired. I mean, like I told you guys in the video, it was like the day before my period. It was like a cluster of things, and I really didn't have a lot of time to prepare for this pop-up. Even I had only found out about it like a week and a half before. And you know, like when you work full time, a week and a half flies. So I literally bought all the supplies the day before that I needed, and I had already had all my jewelry made, thankfully. I don't have my fall collection finished, but I just kind of had a feeling that I wasn't going to sell that much anyway. So I did not burn myself out by trying to make more jewelry like the night before. I was like, I have plenty of inventory. Let's just go and feel it out. Like this will be kind of just like an experiment, kind of like I talked to you guys about in my last video. And an experiment is what it was. So you guys saw what I took with me. I took like 3 pieces from my new collection and then all of the stuff from my first collection during the summer, which was like fun, colorful, whimsical stuff. But as you can kind of see in the video, like the moment I got there, I kind of just felt like the vibes were not going to be good. Number one, there was 0 direction for this pop-up before I got there. Meaning like I never got a DM that said like, hey, this is what to expect, yada, yada, yada. In fact, I messaged them and let them know that I was going to bring a table because I had asked once before if a table would be provided and they told me no, but they could try and get me one. That should have been red flag number 1. I should have honestly just been like, okay, I'm actually like not going to participate in this. Like I'm going to cancel. But I think I just really wanted to see what it was about. And you know, at the end of the day, at least we got a video out of it. So yeah, red flag number 1, had to bring my own table. And number 2, when I got there, I saw like the entrance, but I didn't know where, like if there was a separate space, like if there was like a separate space where vendors needed to go. And so I just went through the front and I was like, hey, like I'm a vendor. And they were like, oh, I'll open the door for you. And I was like, okay, out back. Yeah, just out back. Okay. So I go back to the back where I parked my car and there's like no way to get in. So I was extremely confused. Meanwhile, you know, I'm holding a 6-foot foldable table and like a suitcase full of my stuff. So I go back to the front and they're like waving out of the entrance. And I was like, I don't see a door back there. And like, no, this is the entrance. Oh, okay. Great communication. And also I'm going to preface this by saying I am not a negative person. I just kind of know, like, I have expectations like anyone, you know, and I kind of went into it with like the bare minimum expectations being like a little bit more communication and order, but there really wasn't any. And so anyway, so I go in and I am taken all the way to the back of the building. Okay. In my head, I'm like, this is a free little pop-up. You know, at the end of the day, it's exposure. Like, just be positive, just be positive. I go all the way to the back and there's like one other vendor. And then the lady tells me that there's going to be another vendor next to me. Okay. Excuse me, there were 2 other vendors back there. Somebody who was selling jam and then somebody who sold vintage clothing. So it's like this dingy room. They have a ton of incense burning like all throughout, which it's like, whatever, I get it. You like incense, but it was like the cheap kind of incense. I don't know. I hate that smell. So number one, I am very affected by my environment. So I was just like immediately not vibing with the space. Part of that's on me. Like, I guess I should have done a little bit of research to see like what the environment was like. But again, just trying to think positive. They also are like blaring like kind of like weird house music. And I love house music, but I feel like for a pop-up, like the vibes should be like, hey, like, you know, hi, you know, like let's get this party started. Like, let's have fun. And it was just kind of, I digress. I'm not going to even describe what it felt like in there to me. And so obviously if you're in the very back of a building, you're not going to get as much foot traffic. So we really didn't. And I kind of feel bad for the other vendors too, because we just didn't get the foot traffic. And so an hour goes by, I get like a few looky-loos. I get one vendor who was just going around and she was kind of like buying stuff from everyone, which was really cool. So she bought my first necklace. And then my mom showed up and we hung out, which was really great. Honestly, I don't know what I would have done if my mom wasn't there, because she helped the time go by really fast and like we just talked and had fun. And I think I sold one more necklace to a friend. So all in all, not really a great turnout. And I was just uncomfortable and like wanted to go home. But I was like, you know what? I put myself out there. I got a little bit of exposure. I met some people. Like, it was a pretty okay day, right? So I leave an hour and a half early because in my head, like anytime I've done, you know, I was not told otherwise, so I'm just going to leave. Like I'm going to dip. Like I am a huge fan of an Irish exit, okay? Plus, it was like the traffic was really dying down at this point. Like there was probably no one in there that wasn't a vendor. So I was like, this is a good time to leave. And I packed up my stuff and one of the co-owners of the space was back there looking through one of the vendors' things. And, you know, she saw that I was back there. And so I just kindly like tapped her on the shoulder and I was like, bye, like, nice to meet you. And she's like, oh, nice to meet you, huh? Whatever. And then keeps doing her thing. Well, I get home later that evening and I get a DM on my business account asking me where they should send my invoice. And I was like, my invoice for what? I'm so confused. Oh, your invoice, your vendor fee, you owe us $60. When I tell you that a surge of anxiety literally almost exploded in my body, I was just like, huh? Like that was just like the cherry on top for me. Cherry on top. So anyway, all of that to say, also this business is closing at the end of December, the studio space where we had this. I will not put the name because I'm not like that, but this space is closing. So I don't know. It was just all in all not a great experience. Do I really feel like it was worth it? If I'm being honest, no, because obviously I spent more money on supplies than I did in sales and also just like my time. But with that being said, here are the key takeaways that I'm definitely going to use and think about for the next market or pop-up that I do. Because, well, first of all, I just wanted to see, okay? I just wanted to go and see what it was like because I didn't think I needed to pay to be there. Now, if I would have known firsthand, I would have said, hell no, this isn't worth it. But we were just there for the experience. We were there for the experience, okay? So what's that saying? It's like when the goal is experience, there's no loss or something. Whatever, I don't know. So anywho, these are my key takeaways for the next market or pop-up that I decide to do. Number one, scope out the space, see what it looks like, see what the vibe is. Literally go to it and look at it if you have to. Number two, make sure there are written instructions, expectations, get shit in writing beforehand. Number three. Oh, and I just want to backtrack a little bit too. They were kind enough to tell me that I didn't need to pay the vendor fee because I wasn't aware there was one. So they do get points for that. And I really can't fault them because that was the right thing to do, in my opinion, and very kind of them. Number three, obviously have all your supplies bought beforehand. Think through what you will need as a business, what the customer would want, all of that. Like, I really wish while I was standing there, I made a list of things that I would want in the future in my notes app. Sorry, there's like some weird noises going on in here and it's making me like anxious. So number one would definitely be like branded shoppers. The trouble with that is I did think of that ahead of time, but unfortunately I would need to get a custom stamp made and I couldn't find any custom stamps that would have been here within 2 weeks. Don't know what the deal is with that. And then I also tried to go like the custom sticker route. Ooh, the sun's coming out for us. I tried to go the custom sticker route, same thing. So, you know, you got to do what you got to do in a pinch, but I also wish I would have had business cards. Again, would not have been here in time. I'm kind of like 50-50 on business cards. I feel like in today's modern age, like unless it has a QR code, there's really no point in having them. But people do still ask for them, and it is a good thing to have just so you're not like, oh, here's my Instagram, because not everyone's going to remember to like, if they don't pull out their phone right then, they're not going to remember to go look you up. So it is kind of like a good memento to like for that person to go and find you on social media. Branded stuff, supplies. I wish I would have had like a little picture frame with like my logo in it. Realistically, I would really love to have like a branded banner for the table, like stuff like that, which I have already thought most of this through, but that's like, I feel like for bigger markets. And then my last takeaway is that I would definitely prefer to do more like one-on-one and do something that's more my aesthetic. This was definitely more of a secondhand pop-up, which I didn't realize because I wasn't super familiar with all the other people that were going to be there, and they didn't post them until a couple days before. So I couldn't have even researched like who was going to be there. But a lot of it was just like secondhand sellers, like vintage, secondhand consignment, and people who make jewelry from secondhand things. There was really only like 1 or 2 other vendors who just actually made stuff from scratch, I kind of feel like. And it makes sense for this business because they are attached to a thrift store, like a really cute one that is also closing at the end of this year, unfortunately. So yeah, overall, I just think for me personally, if you're like me and you are more of a solo person, you like to be responsible for how things turn out. You like to have a little bit more control in the way things look. I'm definitely going to look into maybe trying to do some kind of pop-up with a boutique in December that fits kind of more my aesthetic and my vibe. Just a more aligned brand and partnership. So those are my main takeaways from doing my first pop-up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm just really excited to be like making videos again and be making this kind of content for YouTube. I love YouTube more than anything, and it feels good to have a purpose to film. So I hope you guys are enjoying these videos too. Let me know down below if you are a small business or a creator, or if you've ever done like a pop-up market, and what was your experience like?
I got it.